To have a meal, you have to prepare.
To be an adult, you are a child first.
To marry, you have to date.
So we've discovered that life is a process with stages and surely has no blueprint. Therefore, we bring to you
Decoding the Process. Catch us every Tuesday, 9:45 p.m.
Only on Wema TV, the voice of hope.
See you there.
Hello there, my name is Martha Mora. I'm your host today together with my fellow hosts, and I am so glad to bring to you something that is a need that was actually brought forth, and we felt it is something to actually discuss as we help each other, and that is why we have great minds here today who are going to represent so many people and so many issues that we have seen come across. And by the way, all of us here are married, very married, and we have gone through this process, and we can tell you some of the things that you can go through, and you go through some of them. We can even be able to come up with solutions and help one another as we walk the journey of life. So welcome to Decoding the Process, where we shall be talking about the processes of life, and most importantly, the process of marriage, which we shall begin with. And as we said earlier on, that anything is always a result of a process. You never became an adult without going through childhood, teenagehood, and finally you became an adult. It was a process. The same way, even before you came to the point of employment, you started from a point of nursery school, kindergarten, you went to lower primary, you finished your primary level, you came to secondary school, to your university and got a degree, and then you're now in your workplace or wherever place you are. And it's because everything requires a process. Nothing is a result of no process, because there's a preparation moment you need to go through. So I'd love my panelists to also introduce themselves. They're amazing people. You got to be very ready for what people have in this place. So karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Martha, for that wonderful and amazing intro. Thank you. My name is Big Ed, and I'm happy to be part of this wonderful show or panel that we are going to talk mainly and discuss processes in life. Because one thing I like saying that life is a journey, and in that journey there are some things that you have to go through. There are some hierarchies, stages, levels that you have to go through so that you can go to the next step. And you will never graduate if you are not faithful, or if you have not acquired the necessary skills for you to take you to the next step. And that's why we are here this wonderful night, this wonderful day, bringing to you Decoding the Process. And if you have any question for us, if you have anything that you want to bring to our attention, we are free here. Tuko hapa tuiongelele waziwazi, real, godly, deep, and how it is. Thank you so much, bana. Asante.
Okay, thank you. This is Duega Prince. I'm glad, and thank you for the introduction too from Mother and a Big End. It is great. It is a wonderful show where we'll be taking you through some very important processes. We understand that as young people, the people that are going through different stages in life, there are so many things, there are so many lies, there are so many myths that have come across in the process, and that's why we want to clarify. We want to put things in order. We want to address the stages. We want to talk about some of the challenges that the young people are going through before they get into some very crucial stages in life. So we are here for you, and you had better be here, because this is the place to be.
Oh yes. Yeah, so we're going to delve into the topic right in. And I want us to begin with, we're talking about a process here. Is there a formula, a process that you believe a young person, from when they are young, they begin to know themselves, they get into relationships, and they now feel they need to commit? Is there a general process we can put in place where we feel this is how things need to go, opposed to how lately people are actually, delving into so very serious things? Marriage is a very serious institution, and people are actually getting into marriage very, very casually. And we only, we are not rehearsing this life, and people are living like they are basically rehearsing, very, very poor rehearsals. And we want to really be able to hit it and bring out so many of these things. So I want, can you just at least come up with the main things people need to do so that they can at least be able to settle down and know they're doing those things right?
Yeah, basically, I would say, you see, a formula. One thing about a formula, it's there to guide you. It's there to take you from one numerical stage, or from one process, or from one particular theory to another. You see, the guy who came up with a formula, I know in our high school we did the pi. You know the pi? Yeah? The pi was basically to solve a perimeter or area of a circle. When you apply that particular formula, you are sure that your end results is going to quantify, or rather to give you the diameter or the area of that particular circle, right? So when we say a formula is there to help and to guide. It's we can say it's tested and approved that yes, this is workable.
Yes.
So even as we are talking about from singlehood all the way transiting to marriage, there is a formula, and maybe my formula cannot be applicable to your formula. Unajua kuna wakati ulikuwa unafanya hesabu unapata like someone else used body mass, so wherever your body mass is, maybe your bracket, your multiplication or your addition is, it's not where I am. So you have to identify where are you starting from. If you are starting from a fresh slate, you are going to start from the beginning. But maybe if you're in a relationship, we are not saying that utoke ati sasa seme hey, Martha na Prince wamesema na Eddie, we need to start afresh. No. So basically, where are you? I know where you are. Let your senses know. Where am I in this relationship? Where am I in life? Basically, that's how I can describe a process or a formula to me.
Great. We are decoding the process here.
Yes.
And I appreciate what my brother over there is saying. One of the things that we need to understand is that if people are in marriage, it means it is possible. And it is doable, rather. And one thing we need to understand is that there is a difference between adulthood and maturity. When we talk about adulthood, that involves being a big person. You are of age, you have taken an ID, you have grown some beards, you have been putting on a short, now you can put on a trouser. But maturity involves being able to take up a responsibility, that being able to respond. So as we decode the process, what we are basically doing and saying here is that we need to understand that people must know that they are going to go through some levels. They are going to go through a process so that they can be able to achieve something. Maturity is a process.
Yes.
It's different from adulthood. You can be of age, you can be big, but there are so many other things that you cannot be able to do. So we need people to know that we are taking them through a process to maturity, through a process to marriage, through a process to have healthy relationships, because these things, they are doable.
Yes, I love what you've said there about maturity. I think that is one of the most important things we need, maturity. And I want us to probably demystify maturity in a bit simpler language, be able to understand how am I able to know that I'm now mature enough to actually engage in some of these processes as I prepare myself to have a healthy relationship, a good foundational marriage, and of course thrive, not just survive, thrive in it, and finally we can say that we are living fully as God ordained. So probably Edwin?
For me, naweza sema for you to know that you're mature is first of all your body appearance changes. Hapo unaona tundevu tumetokea, umeanza kuwa mature some design, umeanza kuingia to another stage that you are not in. If you are a guy unasikia like mimi kitambo sikuwa naongea hivi, nilikuwa naongea na kasoprano, nimeangusha kabase, umesikia kameanza kuingia. That's how you start knowing. If you're a lady, unaanza kufeel part of your body is growing than the other parts. Unaona? That's how you start knowing that I am not the small person. So if my body is changing, you know, you can be mature body-wise, but you are not mature here. Why? Because your body is growing and is maybe developing, but your mind is still young, ama it's still reserved somehow. So you need to go. They need to work together. Zinafaa kwenda kama Thika Road venye na kuanga gari hii upande na hii upande zikienda zinaenda pamoja. Unaona? Hakuna pali zinafaa kuovertakeana, or one should be left behind. So you have to be mature as well in your mind to know that, oh, okay, I'm of age now, you know, there are things that I need to do. Unajipata uende unajipeleka shule, upeleki shule anymore, unaenda as in you have been tasked to handle some particular responsibilities that you could not have maybe be able to take care of them kitambo. Basically hivyo tu. Si hakuna kutumia jargon, majina mzito ati now when you know you are mature siju. No. Maturity una feeling wewe mwenyewe, like the things I used to do na wale watoto wadogo, cha baba na cha mama, siwezi, I can't go back there anymore. Sasa nahitaji kwenda to the next step and the next level.
Yes. So it's being able to understand where you are, where you're going, and begin to take responsibility for that. Individual responsibility, not just, you know, wanting and desiring things, yet you can't pay the price for that. So let's probably say one major thing. However, as much as we say that people have different formulas of things to work, the way you do things is not the way I do things. I feel there is a certain way, not what the society dictates, but is safe for you to indulge as you prepare to really delve into serious matters like marriage. What would you, you know, tell young people, and especially people outside there who I am planning to start dating? I have seen a certain beautiful girl, handsome man, and I feel we are good for each other. How would you advise that person to really get from where they are and get to the dream of them having a family? Yes. What are most important things? For instance, the most important things for me, I would say, you can't skip the important people in any, you know, important people, of course, and we can't, you know, put the cart before the horse. Most of the time, we find young people are already living together, and even their friends are not aware. Even their friends. Nowadays, people are living somewhere with somebody, and it is only them and that person who knows. And the air around them and the finances, because they know where they it is only you and probably the neighbors who know and who don't even know anything about the two of you. They only see you come in and come out. They don't even know what happens, but they see two people in that house, and no one else is aware of the situation in your life. What are some of these things, as we decode the process, as we begin to highlight the best steps for you to have a sure commitment with somebody in life, and some of the things people are doing that they are putting the cart before the horse?
Okay, that is great, and I like how you are putting it, brother. And I tell you, we are getting real issues here. We are addressing the things that are pertain to young people. And the key thing that we already mentioned on maturity, the key one in this is responsibility. And when we talk about responsibility, I talk of you can be emotionally mature, but you're not financially mature. And being financially mature, rather, is not to have a lot of money kept in the bank, or rather having you know, a good job that is well paying, but having a vision. That is, in terms of finance, how are you focused? Can you be able to do a job? And then I usually talk of emotional maturity. When we talk about emotional maturity, we are talking about, is this person able to handle things that will come in life? Because you are coming along to meet with another person to live together. That is marriage. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to handle issues when they come over? Ama ni mkikosana, nyinyi wote mnaanza kulia. We talk about the social maturity, because now we are talking of these people. Are you ready for this? Social maturity. How do you relate with other people? Ndio unjue sasa yule mtu akikuja mtaweza kurelate. If you're not good in you know how you socialize, that is your social life, we also need to be careful on that. I also talk about spiritual maturity. And spiritual maturity, this is not about it's not about rather want us to understand that it's not about being at kwa kanisa, umeokoka, umejazwa roho, but at least you have some, you believe in God. At least you believe that God can do this. You know how to pray. Unaona, si kukaa pale unangoja mpate watoto ndio waende shule wafundishwe kuomba, ndio na Sunday school ndio wakuje kuwafundisha. So at least you have you are into some level of some spiritual maturity. So it's actually being mature. Mtu at least akona bidii. Tunaona this person is hardworking. Akona nguvu. You know, you are focused. There is something you are looking at. You are not just bringing or getting into something when you are not prepared. So preparedness in this is all about being mature in some of those areas, amongst others.
Because the truth is, people do go through real issues in marriage. You know, I'm living with somebody who's very imperfect. How am I able to grace them hour after hour, day after day, week, months? It requires a whole stretch of being very mature. You know, being able to balance all these things. Like you're saying, I think maturity is denoted by balance. Where you're able to, are you not only financially, mentally, but also emotionally and spiritually mature? Because you need, your life is not only lived on the emotional bent, it's not bent on the spiritual area only, it's bent on all these things. You will interact with them physically, spiritually, and you have to have balance in all those areas. So it's very important to be very genuine with yourself. You know, sometimes we put on masks and we believe we are those particular people, and we aren't. We aren't. The truth is we aren't, and we need to come to a point where we are very honest with ourselves, and we are very willing to be the best. And it's only when we are honest with each other.
Maybe one thing I can say before we proceed is, you see, when we are talking about maybe you want to go to the next step, like we say that we cannot put a cart before the horse. So basically you have to hii mambo yote before hata uanze kusema like you know, I want to settle, I want to be into a relationship, I want to start dating. Kwanza wewe mwenyewe jisikize. Have you dated yourself? Can you stay in a closed room by yourself peke yako? Like mimi niko peke yangu. Will you feel weird? Like I need people around me nini? Can you stay? Can you date yourself? Take yourself out for coffee. You know? Take yourself out for something, for a nature walk. First start, invest on yourself. When we look at the book of Genesis, where Mungu aliona Adam ati anahitaji a spouse, it's not Adam who saw, ama Adam who felt. Adam was very okay. Jamaa alikuwa anachapa huko mabinja tu huko akichunga mang'ombe na mafisi, akisema ile itaitwa fisi, ile itaitwa nugu. He was busy doing something. Unaona? And when he was not busy resting pale kwa mto akiona samaki zikicheza, he was okay. He enjoyed his company. Because we are saying, you see, in marriage at times, maybe I'm married, at times I don't wanna, like, I just maybe we're in an argument or in a fight with my wife, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, I just need some quiet time. Why? So that I can receive the whole thing clear, so that when I'm addressing this issue, I am not addressing it at emotional level. So for you to be into marriage, kwanza unafaa kwanza kujishughulikia mwenyewe. Date yourself. Educate yourself. Invest in yourself. When you do that, utafeel tu hizi vitu zingine zinaanza kuflow. Just like Prince alisema, have a vision. Like for me, I had a vision. I don't want to reach a particular age bracket, ama age gap, before getting into marriage. Why? Because I had the blueprint of my life with me. That's what we call investing in yourself. And that is being mature. Unaona? Si ati issue kitokea ati hey mom, nani ameniambia hivi, ati sasa mimi, you see, you still call home. Kama bado una issue ikikuja unapigia mother ama Buddha, my friend, kwanza jishughuli hii kitu tuambiane ukweli. Hakuna haja ni kuchocha nikwambie bana uko miaka 28 you need to marry. Who said you should marry at 28? Who said you should marry at 35? Ni wewe mwenyewe unajisikiza. Mimi kama nataka 40 ndio nasikia niko sawa. Ni sawa. When you are ready. Wacha mtu asiku. Maturity is not enforced. Maturity is from within. It's something that comes from you, and it's like something hungry that inakwambia like you need to advance more. You need to invest more in yourself. That is maturity now. Lakini ukiambiwa ati Prince bana, si utatuletea nini wageni? Sasa unaanza kushikwa na stress, kainitoa lini? Hiyo si maturity, hiyo ni peer pressure ama society pressure. Yeah.
And that is one very important thing. You know, people need to understand marriage itself is not a calling. It's a means to a calling. We need to understand, not all of us. And people don't understand that, by the way. I don't know, it's very hard to actually help people understand that some people are meant to be celibate. And even if it's not being celibate, you cannot handle somebody else.
Yes.
Basically that.
Yes.
Because handling a human being is basically very difficult. Even in the presence of God, you know, even in the garden and in the presence of God, these humans still did their own things. So probably, yes. But let's go back to putting the cart before the horse.
Yes.
I want us to really, you know, mention some of these few things that we young people get impatient and somehow denotes that we still aren't mature for commitment, because I believe anyone who wants, you know, to get the best, they always do. I've realized men can actually play with everyone apart from the one who they want to settle with, and it's just their nature. So let's begin to you know, just say a few of these things, you know, for us and for things that you see happening there. So what are some of these things young people do that is putting the cart before the horse?
On healthy relationships, this is nothing like being a perfectionist. Most of the young people, or most of us young people, we want to be perfect. We want somebody that is perfect. So let us understand that there is nobody that is perfect. Some of the things that we usually mess up, some of the things that we miss out, they are always there. And things people always work them out when they are together. Every person has their weaknesses. The moment we know that I have my weaknesses, the other person has their weaknesses, then you can be able to move on together. Then I also talk about conflict. People fear conflict.
Yeah.
When talk about fearing conflict, hakuna mtu anapenda vurugu na kusumbuliwa. Everybody anasemanga, I want a peace of mind. I want a peace of mind. Anytime that we are getting into relationships, anytime that we are preparing to get into marriage, the whole process from dating to courtship to engagement to marriage, conflict will be there. Yeah. You'll always fail to agree.
Conflict makes you grow.
They make you grow. Yeah, exactly. They will make you grow. They will move you to new levels. They will give you lessons that you need to know in different stages. So any person that is getting into any relationship, let us understand that the conflicts are inevitable.
Yes. Very much inevitable. And these are the things that sprout us to growth.
Yes.
Because you begin to see areas that you hadn't seen in yourself before. You know, when you have somebody so close to you and they just press the buttons they never pressed before. You know, they have pressed them now because they're the ones who are in your life.
Yes.
And you realize, oh, I can actually be that angry. You know, I never knew I can be affected by certain things. And you realize this is who I am. So if you're not even stable personally, there are things you will never be able to manage. You won't. And it's because you didn't take time to know yourself, know even this person who you want to settle down with. And then you rushed into things. That's why we are saying, take your time and you know, learn all these things all the way. Stop jumping into people's houses and you haven't even entered their hearts. You know, and then we keep on talking about every day people are being heartbroken. People are busy carrying children of people who cannot even, you know. You know, one of the most things that I really don't like hearing is, you know, people getting into relationships so quickly. And I am the next move is I'm now your roommate.
Yes.
The next thing is people they just tell you now I'm pregnant. I don't even know how it happened. I'm like, how do you not know how it happened? Before you even how does that not, you knew everything.
Yeah.
You saw it coming,
Yeah.
but you just rode with it and decided let it come. I'm hoping it doesn't, but of course you're trying to do something that will bring a result of the same. So we are busy, skipping the right ways, and when things go wrong, we are asking ourselves why.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is sometimes people are even right for you, but the moment you take things like that, it just disrupts the whole atmosphere for you to grow, for you to concentrate on the right things, for you. And any relationship that is regressive, that doesn't have growth in it, is not bound to succeed. However good the lady is, the man is, if there is no growth, if there is no learning, if there is no foundations on things like the word of God, and of course understanding, human beings, relationship, marriage, and all those things, it's hard. Even the word says a house is built on wisdom, and the walls are built by knowledge. Meaning, it's not love. If you're thinking it's because you will be having sex every day, it's not that. Tell me, the truth is.
Actually, one thing that, because we're already here, actually, one thing I can tell my fellow guys who want to come into the camp of marriage is okay. But let me tell you one thing, marriage, when you get into it, at times love will not dictate how you're going to live in the house. Love is in that bubble situation of dating. And when that bubble imedungwa, na unajua inadungangwa lini? Wakati wa honeymoon siku. Ikidungwa hivi, ina poof. Sasa hakuna govern, ijashika hivi cause nilikuwa nimeweka particular behavior in this bubble. But right now this bubble imelipuliwa. Now the whole me, because the moment you sleep with someone, they bring their true identity. But I didn't want to go there first. I wanted to say, you see, let's cook. Nimechukua nyama nataka kupika. Will you, in the process of cooking, ufike pale useme, pana hii nyama imekaa sana hivi, wacha nikule. Will you eat it before it's ready? No, you can't do that. What will you do? You will wait. Kama utafanya kutenderize ile kumarinate, you'll marinate it. Utaiboil, if it's hard meat utaiboil. Na kuna ingine ni soft meat. Kuna mwenye anakula nyama ya ndege ni soft. Kuna mwingine anakula ya kuku ni soft. Mwingine anakula ya ngamia ni ngumu. Unaona? So it depends with what kind of meat you are having. And when I say meat, I mean relationship. Because you cannot jump from that relationship to the end result of it. Enjoy the process. Now, wakati enjoy your process,
you will have everything to yourself. You'll have and what we're just trying to say is this: all those things do not keep marriage. What keeps marriage is the knowledge of yourself, the knowledge of your spouse, the knowledge of how you are going to live and handle these things. Because even if you think it's all about, sex and love, the truth of the matter is this: when I'm angry with that husband of mine or my wife, I will first have to sort that issue. Sex is not what we sorted. Even if you go and do it, you will still end up, you're still angry. So you still need to sort the issue while it needs to be sorted. So as we conclude, probably we can have our final, we have a lot to say, of course. But of course, as you keep tuned with us every moment, we will keep on addressing all these issues that we are all facing. So we can give our snapshots as we end.
Right, that is great. It has been wonderful. I want us, the young people, to know that this thing is very important. The whole process is very important. Let us enjoy the process, as we have said. And the young people that are getting into relationships, that are getting into marriage, let us know that everything comes with its own given time. Let's learn to do the right thing at the right time, and all will be good for us.
Wow. That is beautiful. Thank you. The show is very nice. I love it, the whole part of it. But one thing I can basically say is, you see, growing up, some of us, we were never taken through the process. And that's why we have sat here and decided, you know what, we don't want our young people to go through what maybe some of us went through, or the mistakes that we made in our relationship, to see them being pasted in their relationship. And that's why we are seated here tonight. We want to discuss the process, to make sure that you who is listening and watching us will understand that from one stage to another, this what it's calling, this what, or rather this is the input that I need to have in it. Unacheki? So enjoy your process. There's nothing beautiful like that. And I'm just happy that we're having this, because one thing I'll tell young people out there that you want to go into a relationship, do not go for counseling for guidance when you're about to get married. Start as early as when you know you want to get into a relationship. Yes.
Yes, so I am very, very happy today that a few of these things have been decoded, and we are very glad. What we want most is for you guys to have healthy relationships, and most importantly to be able to, exhibit the best potential of who you are in life, because you chose the right partner who will walk with you through this journey, and you're thriving in peace, in love, and in all those things. Even besides the turmoils of everything, the waves, all those things, you're still able to thrive. So keep tuned on this show here only at Wema TV, the voice of hope, on all social media platforms. See you next Tuesday, 9:45 p.m. Thank you.
Wema TV, the voice of hope.